Have you ever stopped to think about what happens when organization and cleanliness simply vanish from an environment that should be synonymous with freshness and care? Imagine a place where the simple act of washing clothes turns into a monumental challenge, a true battlefield against dirt and time. Prepare for a visual and olfactory journey that will make you question your own habits and perhaps give you a little push to tackle that pile of laundry you've been putting off for days. In this video, we're going to dive into the scenario of a laundry room that, for many, would be a nightmare. Every detail you'll see, or rather, that your mind will construct from our narrative, will reveal a story of abandonment and neglect, transforming a functional space into disorganized chaos. Stay with us until the end to discover the impact of this carelessness. And if this situation shocks you or inspires you to clean up your own mess, leave a like, subscribe to the channel, and comment below. What's the strangest item you've ever found in your laundry room? Chapter 1. The Reign of the Piles. Imagine the scene. As soon as the door opens, we are confronted by mountains and mountains of dirty clothes. They rise like small textile mountain ranges, each piece a silent testament to days, or perhaps weeks, of continuous wear. Colors mingle amidst the whites and blacks, creating a chaotic and suffocating visual. The feeling is that at any moment an avalanche of fabrics could unravel, burying any trace of order. These piles aren't confined to a single corner. They dominate the environment, spreading across the floor, overflowing baskets that have long since spilled over, and even threatening to climb onto other available surfaces. It's as if laziness and forgetfulness have erected a monument to disorganization there, a constant reminder of the neglected task. The variety of items is vast, from t-shirts and pants to solitary socks and intimate apparel, all awaiting their turn to be washed. As we get closer, we can notice the texture of the clothes, some wrinkled and creased, others covered by a thin layer of dust, indicating they've been lying there for a considerable time. Among the folds, perhaps small forgotten objects hide, coins, papers, maybe even an old note. Each item is a small piece of a puzzle of this elderly person's life, now immersed in this sea of filth. The random arrangement of the piles suggests a complete lack of system or method. There's no separation by color, fabric type, or degree of dirt. Everything is mixed, as if the simple act of gathering used clothes was the limit of the effort. This lack of organization not only contributes to the visual chaos, but also makes the future task of washing even more arduous and time-consuming. A closer look might even reveal signs that these piles have been there for a long time. Marks on the floor around them, perhaps the fading of the top pieces due to prolonged light exposure, if any window reaches this chaos, or even a faint odor emanating from the center of the textile mountains. These are small clues that tell a story of neglect and accumulation. Chapter 2. The Forgotten Machine. In the midst of this disordered scene, there it is, the washing machine, an appliance that should be the heart of cleanliness, but now displays visible signs of abandonment. Its surface, once probably shiny and clean, is now covered by an opaque layer of dust and dried splashes of water and soap that were never properly cleaned. The grooves and corners accumulate dark dirt, revealing the lack of regular maintenance. The machine door, often ajar, reveals an even more disturbing interior. The rubber seals, which should ensure water tightness, show dark and irregular mold stains. Unpleasant odors emanate from the drum, a pungent smell of dampness mixed with the rancid aroma of clothes that have been left forgotten there for too long after washing, perhaps even before it. Upon closer inspection of the drum, we can notice residues of hardened soap and lint clinging to the walls. In some spots, mold may have aggressively settled, forming greenish or blackened colonies. This contamination not only compromises the hygiene of future washes, but can also damage clothes and reduce the machine's lifespan. The compartments for laundry detergent and fabric softener also don't escape neglect. crusts of dried products block the passages, preventing proper dispensing during the wash cycle. In some cases, there might even be a viscous and foul-smelling liquid accumulated at the bottom, a result of the mixture of moisture and product residues. The drain hose, visible at the back of the machine, may show signs of leakage or be partially obstructed by lint and other debris. The area around the machine's base might reveal old water stains, an indication of past problems that were never properly resolved. The washing machine, once an ally in the fight against dirt, has now become a focus of insalubrity. Chapter 3. The Asphyxiated Clothesline. The elderly person's laundry room isn't limited to piles of dirty laundry or the neglected machine. The indoor clothesline also tells a story of saturation. It stretches from end to end, loaded to the maximum with clothes that somehow managed to be washed but never found their final destination. Items of all kinds hang disorderly, some almost touching the floor, others tangled together. The amount of clothes on the line is so vast that one can barely see the wall behind it. Shirts, pants, towels, sheets, all piled up without any criteria. The lack of space is evident. There isn't a single free inch to hang another sock, even if miraculously a new batch of clothes were washed. The clothesline has transformed into an aerial storage unit, preventing air circulation and proper drying. Upon closer inspection, some items on the clothesline seem to have been there for days, perhaps weeks. They exhibit a stiff appearance, the fabric with a paper-like feel, and a faint smell of dampness that stubbornly lingers. The lack of ventilation and the excess of items prevent moisture from dissipating, creating an environment conducive to unpleasant odors and even the appearance of mold on the clothes themselves. Among the hanging items, one can notice clothespins dangling on empty lines, awaiting a use that seems never to arrive. Some clothespins might be rusty or broken, others still firmly hold items that should have been put away long ago. This detail reinforces the idea that the activity of caring for clothes is stagnant. The image of the overloaded clothesline is not just a sign of clutter, but also an indication of the lack of completion of household chores. Washed clothes are stuck in limbo, with no space to be completely dried or put away in their proper places. It's a vicious cycle of accumulation that prevents any progress in the organization and cleanliness of the environment. Chapter 4. The Marks of Time and Neglect. Beyond the chaos of the laundry piles and the machine, the laundry room walls themselves bear the scars of prolonged neglect. Dark stains, often with irregular contours and varying sizes, spread across the surface, revealing the constant presence of moisture and the proliferation of mold. They are like abstract drawings made by negligence, spreading uncontrollably. In some spots, mildew can be seen in its most evident form, a greenish or black layer with an almost velvety texture clinging firmly to the paint. This fungal growth not only deteriorates the aesthetic appearance of the environment, but also releases spores into the air, affecting air quality and, consequently, the health of those who frequent the place. These stains are not restricted to the walls. They can extend to the ceiling, baseboards, and even the edges of windows, if any exist. Moisture infiltrates the surfaces, creating a perfect environment for microbial life. It's a constant reminder that the lack of ventilation and the absence of regular cleaning have visible and tangible consequences. The wall paint, if any, may be peeling or showing bubbles in some areas, a sign that moisture has penetrated beneath the protective layer. This reveals a deeper maintenance problem and the urgent need for repairs that, it seems, were never done. Every bubble and every chip tells the story of an ignored environment. The surfaces, in general, appear opaque and dusty, lacking the shine they should have. Dirt stains of various types, perhaps splashes of cleaning products, shoe marks, or simply the accumulation of dust and soot, add another layer of sloppiness to the already compromised look of the laundry room. The entire environment breathes inattention and neglect. Chapter 5. The perfume of abandonment. Smell, perhaps more than sight, is the sense that suffers most in this scenario of neglect. A persistent odor of dampness permeates the laundry room air, an aroma that goes beyond simple wet clothes. It's the smell of poorly dried fabrics, stagnant water, and poor ventilation. It's like entering a damp, forgotten basement, where time seems to have frozen in a dense miasma. Mixed with this dampness, there's the unmistakable smell of clothes stored for too long. That musty feeling of fabric that has lost its freshness. An aroma that evokes closed wardrobes and forgotten drawers. This odor, when present in freshly washed clothes, if any were actually washed, is a clear sign that the drying process was inadequate or that they were piled up before being completely dry. In some places, the smell can evolve into something more pungent and unpleasant, the aroma of decaying mold. This is the essence of the mold spreading across the walls and machine seals, releasing an earthy and rancid odor into the air that clings to the nostrils. It's a vivid reminder of the presence of fungi and bacteria, making the environment unhealthy. The lack of laundry detergent or fabric softener also contributes to this olfactory symphony of neglect. The absence of clean, fresh fragrances, which should fill the environment after a wash, is notable. Instead, what one senses is the absence of cleanliness, the vacuum of an aroma that should be there but isn't. It's the smell of nothing, or rather, of no care. Amidst all these odors, there's still the hint of unwanted life, a faint smell of old dust mixed with odors that can be associated with the presence of insects, like moths. It's an atmosphere that, instead of inviting comfort and cleanliness, repels, leaving a feeling of discomfort and even repulsion in the air. Chapter 6. The empty pantry. The search for essential laundry products in this laundry room would be in vain. The cabinets or shelves that should house laundry detergent, fabric softener, and bleach are empty, or, at most, hold old, dried-up containers without any useful contents. The absence of these basic items is yet another indication of the complete neglect of household chores. There's no trace of liquid detergent, not even bar soap for delicate clothes or stain pretreatment. The impression is that, for a long time, no one has bothered to replenish these supplies, essential for maintaining the hygiene and freshness of clothing items. The laundry room, in this state, is completely devoid of the means to fulfill its primary function. Detergent containers, if they exist, might only have a thin layer of powder at the bottom or be completely empty and dusty. The lack of these products not only prevents washing but also reinforces the idea that the elderly person, for some reason, can no longer cares to perform this basic task. It's a sign of a larger problem with self-sufficiency. The absence of fabric softener is particularly notable, as it's responsible for leaving clothes soft and fragrant. Without it, the items, even if they were washed, would come out of the machine with a rough texture and without the pleasant smell we associate with clean clothes. This contributes to the overall feeling of lack of care and freshness in the environment. This empty pantry is a direct reflection of abandonment. It's as if the laundry room has given up on being a laundry room due to the lack of the most basic resources. The absence of these items is one of the key elements that transform a functional space into a monument to neglect. Chapter 7. Unwanted invaders. Amidst the piles of dirty clothes and forgotten baskets, wildlife, in its most undesirable form, has found a home. Insects like moths, attracted by darkness, humidity, and the organic matter of accumulated clothes, can be seen crawling or timidly flying between the folds of fabrics. Their presence is a clear sign that the environment has been undisturbed or uncleaned for a long time. Spiders also benefit from the abandonment. Delicate but visible webs can be found woven in the corners of laundry baskets, between the piles, and even on the clothesline structures. These small predators seek refuge in undisturbed environments where they can hunt smaller insects and build their homes without interruption. The presence of webs is a strong indication of a lack of cleaning and movement. It's not uncommon to find insect eggs or larvae amidst this chaos. Moths, for example, lay their eggs in fabric fibers where their larvae can feed. The presence of these pests not only damages clothes, leaving small holes or marks, but also causes a feeling of repulsion and unhealthiness in the environment. The characteristic smell of mold and humidity, combined with dust and organic residues from clothes, creates an ideal habitat for these small invaders. The lack of direct sunlight and the absence of air currents also contribute to them feeling safe and proliferating without major obstacles. The laundry room transforms into its own ecosystem of neglect. The image of spiders and moths in laundry baskets is one of the most shocking aspects of this scenario. It reinforces the idea that the environment is completely out of control, a place where nature, in its most disorganized form, has taken over. It is the final proof that a neglected elderly person's laundry room is, in fact, a place where cleanliness and order have been completely forgotten. Conclusion: we have seen in detail a scenario that many would prefer never to encounter in their homes. A laundry room where disorganization, the smell of abandonment, and the presence of unwanted life have become the norm. Every element, from the piles of dirty clothes to the moldy machine and the overloaded clothesline, tells a story of carelessness and perhaps difficulty. It's a vivid reminder of what happens when attention and basic maintenance are neglected. We hope that this deep dive into the chaos of a neglected laundry room has been not only informative, but also a catalyst for reflection on the importance of taking care of our own spaces. If you've made it this far, it's because something in this narrative touched you, shocked you, or made you think. So, leave a like, subscribe to the channel so you don't miss our next videos, and comment below. What was the most impactful detail you imagined in this laundry room? Your comment is very important to us.